Okay, so this is Sunday sitting at 7:30 for January 23rd, 2022, live from beautiful St. Croix in the Caribbean Sea. So thanks for coming with Ray Bratcher. Thanks for coming. Tonight, I'm guided to do a breath meditation followed by a guided visualization. And so the breath meditation that we're going to do tonight is the 4-7-8 breath. And you'll remember that that is to inhale through the nose for a count of 4, hold the breath for a count of 7, and then exhale through the mouth for a count of 8. A couple of things to say about that. When you inhale through the nose for a count of 4, you want to be taking a full inhale, not truncating your inhale to get it done in 4 seconds, right? So to take a full inhale, for most people at a nice leisurely or even ordinary pace, takes more than 4 seconds. So what you're doing really is you're breathing faster with a little more forcefully than normal, so you can get it done in 4 seconds. So the inhale would look like this. Right, let me do it again. Right. Then you hold for 7 and probably keep your mouth closed. Most people, if they have their mouth open, you can't really, it's hard to hold your breath in. The air kind of slips out. And then exhale for 8. But when you exhale, your mouth is open, but you have your tongue against the back of your teeth, against that little ridge just behind your front teeth, on the roof of your mouth. And the reason for that is twofold. There's the exoteric reason and the esoteric. So the exoteric reason is that it's just to slow down the pace of the exhale. Otherwise, you can't make it last 8 seconds. So you put your tongue there and the air is kind of restricted going around your tongue. So it takes you won't be out of air in 5 seconds and 3 more seconds to kill. It slows it down. And then that's like the mundane reason. The highly spiritual, esoteric reason is it changes the energy field in your body. It's like an electrical circuit. And so basically you're shunting energy up to your pineal gland. So that activates your third eye and increases the DMT production. So then the whole thing put together looks like this. Okay. Any questions? Okay, I'll continue. So that's the 4-7-8. It's also good for the 4-7-8 generally is good for, it's good to do before a meditation. And that's what we're going to do. You can call, what we're the 4-7-8 that we're doing is a meditation, especially if you want to really activate the third eye, while you're doing this breath with your eyes closed, look up with your two eyes at your ajna chakra, your third eye. So you kind of just a point on your forehead in the middle of your eyebrows, just above your eyebrows. And with your eyes closed, you want to look up at that point, okay? And so and if you maintain that gaze while doing this, and it's a very good meditation for activating the third eye. Actually, no, okay. So, but it's also a good, the 4-7-8 breath in general is a good meditation to do before a meditation, because it relaxes you and calms you down, but it doesn't make you drowsy. So you're like calm and centered for the next meditation, but you aren't drifting off to sleep. Speaking of which, remember that for meditation, the general rule of thumb is that you don't have to be in a lotus posture. You do not have to be in a perfect meditation pose for meditation to be effective. I've seen people have incredibly effective meditations who were basically slouching and practically lying down. I know you hear that it makes a difference, but that's not been my experience. So my rule of thumb is comfortable enough that your body isn't distracting you from your meditation, but not so comfortable you fall asleep. Some of these techniques that we do here are kind of powerful, so you want to be safe. So don't be sitting on like a three-legged stool, because you might fall off. You want to have like a chair with a back, preferably some arms, or at least something where you're not going to like tilt out and lose your balance and fall on the floor. And so the guided meditation visualization is going to be on spaciousness. So we'll do the 4-7-8 for about 9 rounds, and then we'll go to the guided visualization on spaciousness. I'm just going to go straight into it. As always, we begin the meditation with 3 gongs, 3 rings of the gongs of the gong, and 3 deep cleansing breaths. And you want the 3 deep cleansing breaths to be in through the nose and then out on the exhale, but you want to like really let go on the exhale. You kind of like a sigh, like you're just letting everything go. So it's like this. And you want to it's maybe get your vocal cords involved in this. So all right. And so my thyme water. And because I think of it as like just like dropping all your baggage, anything that's bothering you from today or yesterday or even last week, all last week. It's like dropping your baggage at the meditation hall door. You don't bring it into the meditation with you. The universe will get along fine if you're not running everything for 20 minutes, right? So I'll do the 3 gongs, then we'll do the 3 deep cleansing breaths, and then we'll do the 4-7-8. I'll count out loud so you can have your eyes closed on the 4-7-8. And then at the end, I'll ring the gong 3 times again, so you know that the meditation is over and you don't have to worry about the time. So we'll begin. 3 deep cleansing breaths, dropping everything. And you can use these as a chance, like if you need to, stretch out your body, roll your neck, roll your head. You want to be, some people think they can't move during the meditation. You can certainly move getting ready for it. The meditation is to serve you. You're not you for the meditation. So if you need to move around, stretch a little bit to be able to have a better meditation, then that's what you should do. So we'll do 3 again. And now the 4, 7, 8. I guess I have to count out loud. In 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out through the mouth, around the tongue, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry. In 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we bring our 4, 7, 8 meditation to an end. Just focus on our body and our breathing. Allowing our breath to return to normal, breathing in and out through the nose. And now just gently open your eyes and look around your room. Depending on where you are, you may have to turn around and look behind you. You don't have to. Where I'm sitting, I can pretty much see most of the room. So, but what I want you to do is to just sort of gently move your eyes around from object to object. You might be looking at your computer screen, a table, a chair, maybe a lamp, maybe a picture on your wall, a light switch. You just sort of gently look around and just notice that when we look at objects, we tend to think of them as separate things. We see them as separate from each other and separate from ourselves. And we tend to think of ourselves as a separate thing, separate from everything else. And so we're always looking at the objects and we don't really notice the space between the objects. But that is a choice. If we choose to, we can place our attention on the space between the objects instead of the objects. So let's do that now. As you look around your room, just randomly, arbitrarily pick a space that's between two objects, like maybe the space between a chair and a table, or between a lamp and a wall, or even the space in the middle of the room that isn't really between anything. Notice that you can place your awareness on the space between objects, and notice that that space is not separate. That same space, whether it's on the left side of your room between the, a picture and notepad, or on the right side of the room between a door and a wall, for example, that space is the same space. And now pick a spot in the middle of your room that's not really by anything or between anything, just kind of like a random spot floating in the air. And notice that that is the same space. And as you look at that space, can you tell where you end and that space begins? How does your perception work? Are your eyes traveling, so to speak, to that empty space? Is that empty space inside your mind? And is there really a difference between you and the empty space and the seeing of the empty space? Or are seer and seeing and the object of seeing, the empty space, one? And as you consider the space in your room, we have a tendency to think that the space within a room confined by the four walls is a special kind of separated off space. But is the space in your room that you're in now, does it stop at the four walls or does it extend beyond them? Is the space on the other side of the walls any different than the space that is in the room? Or are the four walls arising within that space and the space is actually all the same? 1,000 years from now, those walls probably won't be there. Will the space be gone? Or will the space still be there? And if you think about it, all the objects, whether the walls of the room or the objects in the room, like chair and table, these are all temporary forms that are arising within the space, but the space is not temporary. The space is eternal. The space will be there forever. So it might be, we think of space as not being real and the objects as being real, but if the objects are transitory and it's only the space that is eternal, maybe the space is more real than the objects that are arising within it. And now if you close your eyes and bring your awareness inside you to the space within your head, And is the space within your head any different from the space that's around your head? Or is it one space and the form, the object of your body, is arising within that space? And so the space inside and outside is the same, and that space is eternal. And you can be aware that that space actually fills your entire body, arms, legs, torso, shoulders, and it also surrounds your body. So it's outside and inside. And it is eternal. And everything arises within that space. In your outer world, people, conditions, situations arise within that space. And in your inner world, thoughts, emotions, images arise within that space. But all of that is also temporary and transient. The thoughts arise for a little while, linger. Maybe you notice them, maybe you don't, and then they disappear. Situations in your outer world arise for a little while, but eventually they disappear too. And that space is your true nature. And it is eternal, and it extends far further than just the limitations of your body or even your body mind. So if you take that space that is within you and imagine that it is spreading out, that spot, that random spot that you were looking at earlier, that random piece of space, that is also you. You incorporate and include that. The seer, the seen, and seeing are all one. And your spaciousness expands further and joins the space outside your room and includes all of that. And your spaciousness expands even further, and there is no limit. It includes the entire universe, and it is eternal. And that is what you are. Eternal and infinite. And everything arises within you. But no matter what it is, it does not affect you. It doesn't change you. It doesn't take away your expansion or your eternal nature or your joy or your peace or your serenity. You are the spacious field of awareness within which everything arises. Its nature is unconditional love, and its expression is infinite joy. It is peaceful, serene, and safe. Nothing can threaten it because everything is it. Everything is you. And now we'll conclude with 3 rounds of 4, 7, 8. And while you're doing this, keep your eyes on your third eye, your tongue on the roof of your mouth, and allow yourself to simply be the infinite, eternal, spacious field of awareness. And we'll begin. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, welcome back.